Okay, hello, go out, Avery. I'm not helping you. What did Dad say? I'm glad I'm recording this so Yvette can listen to this. Okay, I'm giving in and I'm giving you a piece of paper. Don't look at my inconsistent parenting right now. Shut the door. Okay, so I was telling these girls that Success Club is like critical and consistency with it. And I was telling them, I can screen share with you. If you go into this part of it's my business and Success Club qualification, I'm 42 months consecutive in Success Club 5. And the last 20 of those have been Success Club 10. So I tell people all the time when they ask me, like, well, what is like the one thing I should be doing? And if you're growing your customer base by 3 people and you're helping them with their transformation every single month, that adds up over time. So I was saying, if you're someone, let's say you want to build a large business and you want to make a 6-figure income, and even if you don't, even if you just want to run the business, period, if you hit Success Club 5, that's awesome, and you will get to 6 figures over time. You will. If you are helping these people become coaches and helping them start their businesses. If you want to get there faster, Success Club 10 will get you there faster. Simply because it's numbers. It's not like you have to or else you won't be successful, because clearly I didn't start doing Success Club 10 until almost 2 years into my business. So, I'm really bad at math. 42 versus 20, that's 8. I'm so bad at math. You guys don't make fun of me. Is that 18 or 22?
22.
You don't have to be a book genius to be successful. I am not. So 22 months into my business was when I started hitting 10 consistently. So you don't have to do that. You will just be successful more quickly with your business if you have more Success Club points, because that's just more people you're working with. So same with our invites. Some people are like, well, I only have 2 Success Club points, or I have 0. One of my first questions is, how many people are you talking to? Because for me to find one person that says yes, that actually follows through, orders a challenge pack, gets it in the mail, opens it, and starts, that's like a process for me to find that one person. And it takes me anywhere, but depending on the month and depending on my approach, anywhere between 25. Okay, to find 3 people has taken me anywhere between 25 and 60 people to find 3. So it becomes a numbers thing where you just have to be talking to a lot of people, and then making sure that your invite process is a good one, and it's not like you're not pushing people away and you're confident in your wording versus not confident, because I think a lot of new coaches tend to like, oh gosh, like, no, I know it's expensive. Yeah, I know. What we believe is what seeps out into our messages. It really does. So anyway, with that being said, Maggie's at 4, Alicia's at 4, Joni's at 4, I'm at 5, so you all know. And I will be at 10 before the end of the month. And I'm pretty sure when we talked last week, I was at 0. Was I not? I was at 0. I will be at 10 because that's my no matter what goal every month for the last 20 months. And I will be at 10. So I'm that for accountability for myself. With that being said, are you guys feeling okay? Do you feel like you need to just be talking to more people? Like Maggie said, she just been slacking on her invites. And so she knew why she wasn't getting her 5th point, because she needed to talk to more people. Do you guys feel like you're just in that same boat? You just need to talk to more people? Okay. Did you want to say something, Joni? You looked like you were like...
Yeah, for sure. I need to be talking to more people, but I feel like I'm kind of moving to the end of my warm market. So it's a little bit tricky to kind of, now it's like kind of gaining trust before I would feel comfortable sending a personal message to somebody. Right. So it's have to kind of like not jump the gun. Right. Like try and get there. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe make a list of 10 people you're going to go and reconnect with first.
Right.
And have that as part of your to-do list every day. So not just 10 invites or however many invites. It's 10 people to reconnect with, and those people you talk to next week or whenever you're comfortable. And I think there's a difference between being comfortable and it not being the right time, right? Like, or uncomfortable and not being the right time, because I still am uncomfortable when I would send an invite, right? Like it's uncomfortable ground. So something I like to say is make a list of 20 people you're going to reconnect with this week, or however many people. And it can be something as simple as posting on their Facebook wall or commenting on a picture. You just want to start showing up in their life again, so that it's not so awkward when you send a personal message.
Right.
And another thing I've done is actually message that person, and if it's someone I haven't talked to for a long time, catch up with them. Like say, my gosh, I haven't seen you forever. How are you? Like, what's new? And as I ask them questions, a lot of times they will ask me back, what's new with you? What are you doing? And I'll say, oh my gosh, my husband and I run a business from home. And you guys, you can say, I'm a mom. If this is your story, Maggie's not, well, she's a mom to a dog. I'm a mom. And on the side, this is what my husband is doing, and this is his job, and this is my job. If you have another job outside of Beachbody. And then you say something like, yeah, and on the side, I've been doing these groups for people who want to work on their fitness and nutrition, and I run a little business out of my house. Something like that, where you can just, like you would naturally tell someone. And a lot of times that can spark an interest or them asking more, and you having the opportunity to simply invite them to your next challenge group. Like I said, there's a difference for me between being uncomfortable and it not being the right time. So you being a judge of that, of like, okay, I just have to get uncomfortable, and you letting that hold you back. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at 2. These girls are at 4. Everyone's going to be at 5, right? Like there's no reason. If you guys are wondering if your invite is good or you want help with it, you guys can post them or send them to me. And not that I'm like the invite pro, but I could look over it, or maybe all of us, because Maggie's hit Success Club the first 2 months she was as a coach, right? Maggie, your first 2 months?
Yeah.
So Maggie and I could even look over them and say, oh, maybe we would rearrange this, or put this here or there, or put this in, or take this word out, or give you guys some feedback if you guys feel like that would be helpful. If you don't, then keep going, But if you wanted to send it or post it in the group for us to see what we think, you're welcome to.
Cool.
Any questions or anything else you guys want to chat about?
I have a question.
Yes.
But Alicia, go first.
Well, I was just going to ask, Success Club points is if you sell a challenge pack or
Shakeology.
So every challenge pack to a new customer is 2 points. Mm-hmm. And isn't that so cool? You don't even know how you earned it, but you already earned 4 points.
Well, I knew that, but I had a person who just wants size. She does not want Shakeology.
Right.
And so I was wondering, okay, how does that work?
Yeah, so you still earn commission on that. It just doesn't equal Success Club points. So any challenge pack is 2 points, and Shakeology on HD is 1 point. So say someone just wanted to try Shakeology, it would be 1 point.
Okay.
So other than that, you just don't get points. You still earn commission and,
And then if somebody signs up as a coach too, right? That would be a point?
It's 2 points if they sign up with a challenge pack, 1 point if they sign up with just Shakeology on HD.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say you had a brand new person signing up, because I have a lady that's probably going to be signing up as a coach with a challenge pack. Uh-huh. So would that be 2 points or 3?
No, it's 2.
Okay.
So same rules apply, just it's a coach versus a customer.
Oh, okay.
So usually the rule is supposed to be for every new person, right? Which means that we're connected by email address. So technically, if they have bought a challenge pack in the past, the rule is supposed to be you can only ever get 2 Success Club points from 1 customer. That's supposed to be the rule. So for every 1 email address, you can only ever earn 2 Success Club points from an order from that email address. Beachbody doesn't always count. They don't always catch that. So sometimes you will get Success Club points for someone who's already ordered as a customer, they sign up as a coach, you get 2 more. Sometimes they catch it and take them away. But in general, yes, a coach, I always have my coaches sign up with a challenge pack, even more than my customers, because it's like I didn't, and it was like the dumbest decision ever. And I always tell people my story. I'm like, I paid the $40, and a month later I ordered P90X2, and I spent $20 on shipping because it came with medicine balls, like 8-pound medicine balls. And then I paid for Shakeology on Home Direct and paid, actually I didn't pay shipping on that because at the time it was free shipping for Home Direct. So I paid a $40 sign up fee and $20 in shipping that would have both been $2 instead, right? Like my $40 fee would have been waived and my $20 in shipping would have been $2 had I bought the challenge pack. I spent $58 extra dollars. Because I was like, oh, no, I'm just going to pay the $40. That's too expensive. Hello, what coach? If you're going to be a coach, you're going to want a program down the road. You don't own all of them. And most people, like if they already own the ones that they want, I'll say you need a program probably then that is popular, like that is a bestseller that we recommend a lot so you have experience with that. So I very rarely have someone sign up without a challenge pack because I tell my story and I'm like, don't do what I did. Like, don't spend $60 extra. That's what I did thinking I was being smart. We just didn't have any money at the time. So I was like, no, just $40. Anyway, that was a long answer to your question. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Maggie, what was yours?
So how do you try and sell to a woman that's pregnant?
That's a good question. Alicia did that. You can answer that one, Alicia.
Yeah, I think mine's an anomaly, though, because she's now 20 weeks and still wakeboarding.
Oh, that's that person.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's that person. I do have to say, though, so she bought it, but her boyfriend, should be fiance, should be husband, whatever. Her boyfriend when the package came, he got really excited about it. And so he was like, I want to do this too. So he's actually doing awesome. And she was telling me, and she's doing it. She's mainly following the eating. She hasn't, from what I know, I don't think she's done the workouts yet. And we're a little over a week in. But he's been doing awesome. Like she texted me the other night and was like, he usually comes home from hockey and has 3 beers and eats like a bunch of junk food. And she's like, he got home, made himself a salad, and was like psyched to eat his salad.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
Awesome.
I
Yeah.
think, Maggie, if it were me, I mean, it depends on what they're wanting, right? Like if they're wanting to keep their muscle tone up while they're pregnant, something with weights in it would be good. Pregnancy is just not a time to like be lifting super duper heavy. If they're not used to lifting. So exercise is totally fine when you're pregnant. There's nothing wrong with even doing something new as long as it's not super high impact. Encouraging them to listen to their bodies. I always recommend they, take this to your doctor just so I'm covered with that line. PiYo is a good one that's low impact. But if it were me, I feel like there is never a bad time to start eating healthy. So the 21-day fix, they would definitely bump up a calorie bracket, but they could still, and it wouldn't be like, this is only how much you can eat. It would be like, if you're hungry, I want you to eat more, but I want you to eat more from what's in the next calorie bracket. So I think it just depends. But another one I would personally recommend during pregnancy is probably Chalene Extreme. But I wouldn't have them be doing like super, super heavy. I would have them doing the lifting to keep up their muscle tone, but I wouldn't have them be like trying to get to 6 reps and fatiguing type of thing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's me personally. That's what I would do with someone that was pregnant, but it would really depend on their goals. And like Alicia said, yours needed help with her nutrition, right? So, then 21-day fix is super smart. You just have to consider they're pregnant and they shouldn't be eating 1,200 calories. They need to be eating to maintain their weight or even gain a little bit of weight versus, and actually pregnancy, you really only need 300 extra calories a month or a day, a month. You need 1 extra calorie every day. You need 300 extra a day, and some people think you need like 3,000 extra a day. You really don't. It's 300 calories is like a peanut butter sandwich. It's like 2 pieces of bread and a tablespoon of peanut butter. So it's not that much food extra. People just take it to the whole, like, you're eating for 2. No, you're not.
You could also talk about Shakeology, and someone had posted on one of the websites that they, like, their doctor was like, this is amazing, this is awesome, and they were doing it in place of their prenatal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people are very, very doctor-minded. And if their doctor says no, they will not touch it. I'm almost like, if my doctor says no, then I'll probably be taking it, because they have like one nutrition class. I can't even remember the amount of hours, but it's basically equivalent to one class on nutrition in all of medical school. They know nothing. They're doctors of medicine. They're not doctors of nutrition. So I always tell them to be safe. Take the label to your doctor if it makes you uncomfortable to drink it when you're pregnant. Legally, it is a supplement they have to put on there. You cannot drink it when you're pregnant or nursing, or consult your physician, or do not take this. That's a legal thing they have to put on the label. So, because it's not regulated by the FDA, and they can't test stuff on pregnant women, because if they kill the pregnant woman, they're in trouble. So,
for the baby, yeah.
Yes. It's one of those things that, like, some people are like, I would never go a day without it. I drank it my entire pregnancy in place of my prenatal. The only thing their doctor had them take was like folic acid, extra folic acid. And some people are like, no way. My doctor says, no. My personal opinion is, if a pregnant woman can go to McDonald's every single day and doctors are like, okay, whatever, you've gained 40 pounds and you've eaten McDonald's every day, there is no reason you shouldn't be able to drink Shakeology. Yeah. That's Tiffany's biased opinion on how ridiculous people eat, and it's okay. I have the same issue with us Mormons that, you know, the little bit of green tea in Shakeology is not okay, but I am totally fine to drink 64 ounces of Diet Dr. Pepper every single day.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you that, actually. Right before you brought it up, I was like, wait, what do you do when people bring that up?
I usually will give my opinion on it if they ask. I'll have people say, like, you drink this and you feel okay about this. Joni is not Mormon, right? So we are not supposed to be, they have in our little, like, Bible of what to eat and drink, which sounds crazy, but it's called the Word of Wisdom. We're not supposed to drink, smoke, and there is something in there about hot drinks. And it has been stated that you don't drink coffee or tea. I have a very strong opinion on that. It's actually like a hot button for me, like I said, because we basically try to stay away from things that are addictive. Food is one of the most addictive things on the planet, processed food and soda. And Mormons drink soda like it's alcohol, like an alcoholic would drink alcohol. No joke. I mean, is that true? True story. So I personally, I'm not addicted to Shakeology. I skip days all the time. I don't have withdrawal symptoms whatsoever. I feel awesome. I feel fine when I don't drink it. I've left it at home from vacation before, and I'm fine. I have worse withdrawals from E&E, which has caffeine in it, than I do from Shakeology. There's actually a whole FAQ on it. Heather, my sister, was very, very hung up on the green tea in it. It took her 2 years to drink it because of that. And she actually emailed Beachbody and, like, went all out to figure it out. There's like 2 milligrams of caffeine in what's in Shakeology. A chocolate bar has like a ton more than that. I can't remember what a chocolate bar has, but it has and it's green tea. It's the plant. It's like the whole plant. So I will give my opinion if they ask. If they don't say, I will not drink this, then I will say, I respect that's fine. Like, that's fine if you won't. I've had some coaches who refuse at first and then decide later on that they feel fine about it and they pray about it. I didn't personally pray about it. I didn't think I needed to.
Ditto.
Right, that was my sermon for the day.
I didn't even really realize that it was in there until my bishop's wife was like, I wanted to talk to you about Shakeology. I used to drink it, and then I noticed that it had green tea, and I talked to my dad and my brother, and they were both like, it's medicinal, it's fine. But my husband, Matt, who's the bishop, was like, oh. So I was like, it's kind of.
It's definitely controversial. My dad is a bishop, and he drinks it every day.
And my dad's a bishop, and he's drinking it now, too. So
is a bishop in our church, and he drinks it every day and loves it. He's been drinking it for like 3 years. He loves it. He actually drinks E&E on Sundays to help him get through Sunday. He has lots of meetings and stuff, and he drinks it. He just has like one scoop, but he's like, Tiffany, and he actually was super judgmental about it at first because he's like, this is addictive, and you shouldn't be drinking that. And I was like, you know what? That's your deal, Dad. Like, it has caffeine, but you know what? So does chocolate, and so does soda that every other person on this planet drinks. And Mormons are the worst offenders of it. They are the worst. And I'm like, and Joni's probably like, whoa, you guys are like, Mormons drink. Really? I'm kidding you. It's like their coping mechanism. My mother-in-law drinks a mug this big, like twice a day of Coke. But no way am I going to touch something that has 2 milligrams of caffeine from green tea. I'm just like, it's ridiculous. Whatever. I was trying to explain it to someone who wasn't Mormon, my friend. She's like, okay, so why don't you guys drink wine? And I said, well, we just try to stay away from things that are habit forming or could be habit forming or like addictive. And she goes, well, food, like people are super addicted to like processed junk food. And I was like, yep. Yes, they are. And Mormons are probably the worst.
Yeah.
I think it's because we don't partake of other substances that other people do for like relaxing, and like wine is a very like for people to relax and chill at night and just like relax. And Mormons can't do that, so they drink soda instead in massive amounts, and
eat potato chips. Yeah.
Yes, and casseroles with cheese and sour cream and all this crap in it. And I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to get to heaven and God's going to be like, Tiffany, Shakeology had green tea leaf in it, and you are just not going to make it to heaven because I'm like, I'm sorry, that is not my belief. And if I should not be Mormon, then I guess I shouldn't be Mormon. Okay, Joni's going to be like, you guys are crazy.
No, I find it interesting, honestly. I know there's different religions with different rules, but that's,
it's a rule I don't.
Yeah.
Clearly I'm passionate about, because some people just live it like they will do everything it says not to do. But it says, what does it say to do? It says to like eat fruits and vegetables and like be really healthy.
Sparingly.
Eat meat sparingly. And oh my gosh, our roasts on Sunday, like, they are like rigid with what they can't do, but what they're supposed to do is like, I don't really feel like doing that, so I'm not going to do that. And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But if I had a glass of wine, it would be like I was shunned to hell because I had a glass of wine, or I drank something that had green tea in it, and that's like the worst thing ever. Anyway, okay, I'm done with my sermon, but that's my opinion on it. If you ask my opinion, you'll get it, especially on that. I am very passionate about that.
I can see why. I mean, it's hard not to take it with a grain of salt when you see the inconsistencies going on.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Yeah, you can have 7 Monster energy drinks a day, but you can't have that. And it's all about.
Are you allowed to drink Monster drinks?
Oh yeah.
There's nothing in there that's because it's scripture from like I don't even know how long
1800s.
In the 1800s, and so there's no Monster drinks in there, right? There's no like you can't have casseroles with oozing cheese, and you can't
and butter
for every meal, and you can't go to McDonald's. You could go to McDonald's 10 times a day, and you can be morbidly obese, and nobody's saying anything to you. But if you have green tea, doesn't this sound absurd? Like when we talk about it,
yeah,
it's crazy. It is crazy that people get caught.
But your body's a temple, so you can't have green tea, but you can basically kill it by eating garbage. But no green tea for you. Yeah.
Johnny's so she's like, the best call ever. And Yvette is going to be like, oh, I'm going to just turn this off now. Getting in their Mormon talk.
Or fast forward it. Just fast forward that. Oh.
We should have told her that at the beginning. I'll be like, about 20 minutes in, just fast forward. That's my opinion on it. Does that make sense? I mean,
yeah.
Does that make sense? It's like, to each their own. I'm not going to be disrespectful to someone that chooses not to, but if they ask my opinion, they will get a nice condensed version of that that's polite. Okay, any other questions?
Sorry.
No, it's a good question. Honestly, it does come up. I forget it's even in there because it's just not an issue for me. It never has been. But yeah, sometimes it does come up and people are like, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I forgot. Like, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, you guys start praying my eyelashes grow back, okay?
Are they gone?
Out?
I ripped out my fake ones. Do you see? I have like 5 eyelashes. Somebody take a screenshot. I ripped them all out because they were just, my eyes were hurting so bad from allergies, and now I have like no eyelashes.
Oh.
You could get glue ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Glue them on.
Probably still bug the crap out of my eyes.
Do you remember when you burned yours opening the oven?
Yes.
See, those grew back.
I was wearing mascara and the oven was on broil, and I opened it like quick, and it like, you know, it was like the heat came out really fast, and so I shut my eyes and they melted together.
Oh my God.
I couldn't open my eyes. I was like, I can't see.
When was that?
Oh, years and years ago. I don't even know where I was or who I was with. I don't even remember.
Insane.
It was forever ago. I don't remember who I was with, but my eyelashes melted together because the mascara melted.
Oh my
I have
God.
a very entertaining life.
So true.
All right, you guys. Oh,
Actually, so do you kind of plan out your Instagram? Like, do you just think of random things like, oh, today, like, I'm going to post about this. Okay, quick, I've got to come up with this. Or do you kind of have it like a week ahead where you're like,
no, girl, I'm not that far ahead planned. No way. Are you kidding? I was going to show you. See, this is how organized I am. I'm like, where's that paper?
well, so I know you have like, okay, on this day I'm going to do that.
No,
But
I don't
okay.
plan it out. If I'm going to be like out of town or something, I will try to post ahead of time. And I don't worry about how many times I'm posting. I would rather have quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So I don't just like BS some post just to say I posted. If I am going to be out of town, sometimes I will post in advance. That takes a lot of brain power for me. It's like really.
Is there a way like you can schedule it with Instagram?
Not Instagram.
Okay.
Facebook, there is. If
Yeah.
I used Instagram, then I might like write down ideas so that I had something to work with while I was, gone.
Yeah.
I usually will schedule all my posts in the morning. First, that's like my very first thing on my task list because other people do my invites. my assistant actually does my invites. So I do that very first, and I will schedule them like 2 in the morning and then 1 at night. Yeah, sometimes ahead of time if I'm going to be traveling, though.
How do you find using Instagram versus Facebook? Like, do you find you get kind of more, like, which platform do you like better?
Well, I started on Facebook, so
Yeah.
I just have run with that because I had already started it and I already had some traction when they started changing all the rules. Facebook is hard to run a like page without paying for it.
Yes.
Instagram is actually owned by Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So their rules will start to follow shortly. You guys know they advertise on there now. So they're following in Facebook's footsteps. As far as paying, like Instagram, you can use hashtags and stuff to attract people to you. I think it's kind of hard to stand out significantly on Instagram My friend Ashlyn is a coach. She has an awesome Instagram. She's gotten all like raw followers. I feel like she's hard to duplicate. They're having a really hard time with their coaches teaching them like, yeah, just go like get 5,000 followers on Instagram. Like just like she posts like crazy. Everything looks professional. And I mean, I know Alicia follows her. I don't know if you guys also follow her. Yeah. Well, Alicia doesn't anymore. But everything looks beautiful. She posts 90 times a day. It's not as duplicatable for me. Like it's harder to duplicate that than it is on a like page, because a like page, anybody can grow their audience simply by paying for ads. I try to focus on really good content so that people share my stuff, because that's free advertising. Mm-hmm. Someone shares your post on Facebook, it's being seen by however many people they're sharing it to, plus their friends. So I try to do good content so that it's shared organically, so I have to pay less in ads. It's kind of like a hard question to answer, but I feel like you kind of have to choose one. I do teach people now, because like pages are expensive, I do teach them to stay on their profile as long as possible. I'm still adding people from like my lukewarm market. Still. Like I will see someone, I added a bunch of friends the other day that I was like, oh, I knew him I remembered a guy from EFY, these girls will know it is. It's like a church camp. I remembered this guy that I had the biggest crush on, which I wasn't adding him because of that as a friend, but I was like, every time I add someone as a friend, that and me building a relationship or just like seeing what they're up to, that is me being exposed not just to that person, but their whole network of friends, that they might have someone that they could refer to me. So I still add friends on Facebook like all the time, probably daily. So I recommend staying in that as long as possible. I've definitely gotten less picky about who I add as a friend over the years, where I'm like, hey, if I even knew you existed, if we have 50 friends, mutual friends, I added someone today that we had like 20 mutual friends. So I figured she went to my high school in Michigan. I have no idea who she is, but I was like, I'll be her friend. It's about being social. I don't have to like completely know her or even know who she is. If we have a bunch of friends in common, she'll just think we know each other too.
That's true. People do that. Yeah.
If you have that many friends in common, you probably went to the same high school or college, and you can figure out, how you'd have all those friends in common.
Actually, it's so funny. It's so funny because I was looking for a specific person that was in like my grade 7 class, and I thought it was her, but it was a different Jessica, and I added her, and she accepted, and we've like built this relationship to this day, and we've never met each other, but we have so many mutual friends. And she's actually the girl that referred this other girl that's coming to me as a coach.
Right?
Yeah, it's just crazy how it can happen.
That's the funny thing is like social media is about being social. If you have something in common with that person, you're not going to go wrong by adding them as a friend. Most people are pretty liberal with who they will accept. I've been surprised at who follows me on Instagram. Like people from high school in Michigan that like I never talked to. I knew of them and they probably knew of me maybe, but random people, like people get less and less picky with who they'll reconnect with. People don't have clicks anymore. At least they shouldn't, but they're pretty open-minded to adding people as friends. So I have gotten way less picky over the years about who I talk to and who I build a relationship with and who I add on social media, because the more you can expand your network that way, first of all, the people in your warm market, there's already some trust there, right? Like they already know, or they know that you know someone they know. So there's already a level of trust. You're not a stranger. It's a lot harder to get strangers to want to be your friends versus people that sort of have a roundabout way of knowing you.
Right.
Did that kind of help answer your question? I feel like it's a hard question to answer. I feel like you kind of have to work on your profile, choose a platform for social media, and try to build that up a little bit while you're working your warm market is what I recommend now. If that overwhelms you, I recommend working in your warm market as long as possible in your lukewarm market and asking for referrals.
Mm-hmm.
When you send an invite, you can say, if this isn't for you, awesome. You may know someone that this might be for or something.
Mm-hmm. So Tiffany, at this point, you've probably made it through your warm market a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you like maintain talking to so many new people per month?
I run ads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I'm doing like a challenge group post, I pay Facebook to show it to my followers and their friends. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that works decently well, and sometimes it sucks. And sometimes I pay $200 and I'm like, oh, okay, we have no challengers. Let's do it again. So, that's typically what I do. I still have people that come back around. Like I just had a girl from my high school in Michigan order a program because people know what I do, or for the most part they do. So those warm market people come back around, but I do still add people for my warm market. I just don't do invites anymore like that. But
right.
I did that for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I have one more question.
Sure, you guys can jump off if you need to, too, you other ladies.
Yeah.
What's up?
My friend that's a coach, she just messaged me, and she has a girl that's interested in a challenge pack, and she's like super brand new at this, and I kind of am too. So she's just wondering, like, I don't think she really has her 5-step process down at the moment because she's not too sure how quickly to break it to her that it's Beachbody, and she just doesn't want to scare her off with too much information at first, or the fact that, I don't know, that it's Beachbody or whatever. So she's just wondering if I have any points for her, like any help for her to...
Yeah. So the girl's interested in a challenge pack, but she doesn't know it's Beachbody, or
I don't think she knows it's a challenge pack at this point. She's just interested in what Lori's doing. So okay. Yeah, she's just not too sure how to kind of walk her through the process.
I would just ask questions first, like ask what her goals are. Step 2 is always ask questions, like ask what their goals are, what they would want out of it, what they're looking for. Kind of getting to know them better and what they want out of this. And then saying, well, this is a line I really like to use, is I say, I run groups for people who want to work on their health and fitness. We always use Beachbody programs because that's what I use and that's what's worked for me. And that's what I'm familiar with. So that's kind of the way I word it, is like, this is what works. I've done these for X amount of time and I love them and they work really well. So it's what I recommend people use. And have you heard of such and such program? I think this might be a good one for you.
Right.
And then if it's like an actual group she's doing, she could say, I mean, you can either use the test market wording or say, I recommend everybody try Shakeology for the first 30 days, especially if you need like a jump start on your nutrition. If you're struggling, or if you love sweets or treats, or if you have food cravings, that's when you can start to use your own story with it, right? Like that's what I say, because that's what it's helped me with. So I can say, I really feel like it helps me with my food cravings. So if you struggle with that, it'll give you a little bit of a jump start to start eating better. If you're using the test market script, you can say something like, we all, in this particular group that I'm doing, we all do a Beachbody program that I help you recommend. Like, I will help you decide what one to do. And then we all drink Shakeology for the first 30 days to jumpstart our nutrition.
Great.
That's what I say, or said back in the day. Actually, my assistant does that now. So that's what I would do. Does that help?
Yeah, for sure. And then just in creating her 5-step process, like she could kind of get all that in her own words so that it's just much easier when she's talking to people.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the way I created my 5-step process. I actually hated it when my coach told me about it. I was like, I'm not using a script. That is like so salesy, you know? And so I started hand typing my own process. Like I would say, tell me more about, you know, what you're doing. And I would ask all those questions on one of our 5-step processes that says, what do you usually do for exercise? What are your goals? How much weight do you want to lose? I would ask all those questions. And then I would say, in the next one, I just found myself typing the same things, right? Mm-hmm. Like I would personalize it, but then I would type the same general information in each message. And then that's why I knew. I was like, oh, duh, this is why they have a process. Not because it's salesy, but because it saves you from having to type the same thing 900 times.
Right.
So I started just copy pasting and then personalizing it where I needed to personalize it. So yeah, she can kind of come up with her own as she does that.
Right.
I do recommend like step 2 always being asking questions and getting more information. Step 3 for me is always like, okay, this is how the challenge group works, and this is the program I recommend for you, or here's 2 programs I think that might be good for you. And does that make sense? I don't give like a whole spiel in the very first message about like, this is how my challenge group is, and this is what we're doing, this is how much it costs, and this is what. No, like I always recommend breaking it up in the same format we do, but she can use her own wording.
For sure. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. You guys good? You're all going to go send out how many more invites this week? I think you guys should set a goal. Gary. I think you should set a goal for the end of the week. And obviously, you guys only have like, you have 3 points left to reach 5. You guys have 1 point. So it's like Joni needs 2 challengers. Alicia and Maggie need 1. I still need 3 or 3 more coaches. So I feel like you should make like a goal of how many you're going to talk to and do it this week, because if you do it next week, you need to do it next week too, but they'll probably end up ordering in September.
Right.
So you'll want to invite that certain amount this month so that you get those guys ordering for this month. So you guys can tell me your goal on the page. I won't make you tell me right here. You guys can tell me your goal for how many people you're going to invite to your next challenge group on our page tonight or tomorrow. I want to see all your numbers. Just for accountability, just so you guys are like, okay, this is what I'm going to do this week. Scary. It's scary to do, but the sooner you start doing it, the less scary it becomes. All right. You guys have an awesome night, and I will get this recording to Yvette. Okay. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.